I'm back. Hey y'all, it's been 2 years. I've grown up. We know. Thank you for noticing. Probably haven't, but I'm gonna make sure you guys do notice. But as you can tell by the title of this video, this is my 2023 recap. I felt as though I don't even know how to explain it. I wanted to make sure I had some kind of something that allowed me to look back on. That made no sense. See how my life was during this 2023. But yeah, so let's get into this whole recap of my 2023. So for January, I would say I was enjoying life. It was the beginning of 2023. I had a lot of friends that I made the year before, and I was truly experiencing my adventurous side. I was very much of a homebody, a home bug, if you will, couch potato. But I would definitely say during 2023 in the beginning, I was definitely branching out and testing my limits, not illegally, trust, but rightfully so. For February, I went to a SZA concert, her SOS. Yeah, must be passed by
Child.
copyright. And I had my first Valentine. Didn't end well, but it was nice having one. And ugh.
What did he say?
Anyways, ciao. So for March, I went prom dress shopping for my college's prom. They wanted to give us a prom mainly because we were affected by COVID and they wanted us to experience a proper prom without masks. And so I ate that up. And then I had a dance recital. I was on the dance team, beginner hip hop. I ate it up. Y'all can't even cap. Y'all haven't even seen it, but let's just like I ate, okay. And then my grandfather passed away, and it was also during the recitals. So I really had to divide myself in two. I had to make myself this dance recital personnel as well as the grieving and being with family personnel. And I made sure I made it to those recitals and I made sure I made it to those practices. I was dedicated while grieving, if that makes any sense. And then prom was near the end of that month. And that's when my mental state took a turn. I definitely was being so nonchalant about it all. And I definitely hid the truth to myself, from a lot of people. And near the end of that month, it was when I really hit me. It hit me like a train. Thomas the Train. Then for April, I was trying to act fine as well as I could. And I was really trying to get used to this father figure of mine not being there. And then I distanced myself from a lot of people and I only hung out with one person because it was all that my energy could handle. I was trying to put as much energy on myself, but I knew I couldn't be alone because me being alone is detrimental. Hi, cool. And so I just only had one person around me. And it was fun. It was great. We both needed it. And it was a grand old time. Somewhat so. We had moments.
2 + 2 is 4.
And then May, I got a boyfriend. And it was nice. I met one of my best friends through him. It was an experience. My first real boyfriend. Oh my gosh, the trauma. And then June, I spent a lot of time with him and my new best friend, and I felt somewhat whole. I felt as though I was putting myself together. I felt as though I was finally getting a routine back after all the trauma and the grief I felt. I felt as though I was doing something right and that this is finally something I can control and not have to worry about and be myself. And then July hit and the reality of my mental state hit me again. And I was a roller coaster of emotions and decisions. One second I would want one thing, I would say it to somebody or say to whoever, and then a few days later I'd be like, you know what? Just kidding. LOL, hard eyes. And it was a lot for me, and I hated that I was doing it. And I hated that I felt as though I couldn't make a decision for the life of me because I was so indecisive. And it was very much like, what are you doing? Get like what like same. And then August, I broke up with that said boyfriend, as I should, and it blew up all in my face, and it wasn't even my fault. Shorty cheated. Oh my gosh, exposed. Oops. LOL, sorry. But it was a lot to handle, and I think as though I had to put myself in a position that I never had ever thought I would ever have to experience. That wasn't even a good sentence, but you know what I mean. During that moment of that whole breakup, I really had to make sure they knew. We both knew. Like, we see each other. This is what I'm gonna say, and you gonna see it too. I cool. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And then it was more of the chaos and me being bamboozled, like shooketh by what was being said, what was being done, what I had to do, why I had to do it, and time. It was crazy, crazy. And then September, school started. I could tell how much I matured based off people's reactions. Legit. People, there were some people who had respect for me because of my maturity, and then other people dipped, rightfully so. I mean, they knew me as this one person for the longest time who was carefree, didn't really have any problems with nobody, was, I guess, easy to walk all over. And then all of a sudden, Shorty pulls up with the, nah, you gotta earn my respect. You gotta make sure I gotta know that I can respect you and trust you. So it ain't gonna be easy, but I still feel for you and I still love you per, you know what I mean? And then balancing school and friends became hard. Oh my goodness, I didn't know when I first walked into the year, I didn't realize how much work what was needed for any of my classes. And when I tell you the workload hit me like a train, hit me like a baseball bat to the head, for real. And so my friends, they weren't on campus. They were in a different school, different state, and it was very hard for me to balance them. And a lot of them, some of them were understanding and some of them weren't. And that's what made it really difficult because I was like, oh my goodness, I'm stuck in between two things. Something that I really need to make my career happen. And the other one is like, I need the socialization and I want them in my life. So it became pretty hard. And then sleep with little to none, girl. When I tell you, sure to be walking around with 3 hours of sleep, trying to get to school and like looking like a train wreck, that's how I was. And then I would have to go to work and still try not to die and then come back and do homework. It was chaotic. I didn't like it. Gotta do it again next year. Her. And by the end of that month, I went to SZA again because I was hashtag obsessed. I love SZA. SZA, oh my gosh, you put a SZA song on and I'm either gonna bust it down or I'm gonna cry. Okay, per. October happened. I skipped Halloween for school because I'd be down bad or whatever. Okay. I'm dedicated. And then I had to deal with a good friend of mine leaving me and having a confusion reason to why. And I just had to sit there and be like, you know what, period, girl, do what you got to do. If you leaving me has to happen, bye. See you later. See you in heaven, girl. And not gonna lie, it was hard to deal with. I didn't care that she left. I think it was more as though I just didn't enjoy so many people leaving me back to back to back. Like let's think about it. Three people have already left by October. Are you crazy? It was hard to deal with. And I didn't understand why. I was like, I'm sitting here bending my back for people as well as myself, doing as much as I can for school and work. Why are people leaving me? At least I thought I was doing what I had to do. And I think now looking back on it, I think I did. Why is my thing? Can you stop, please? Thank you. And I don't know. I didn't want to think about it. So I did have a moment of like, what the heck? Why? Why? But then I tried to numb myself. I was like, you know what? I got things to worry about, and then I'll worry about it later. And I just wanted to survive school and figure everything out. And I didn't really want to waste my energy on trying to understand because I don't think I ever will understand. Shorty did try to come back for me again, but I was like, ha, LOL, I don't even need your answers no more. Sorry. I'm exposing a lot of people and I apologize. And then November, I started a new job and I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts. Sorry. Expose y'all. Just kidding. I'll go expose y'all because I probably will get sued. But I enjoyed this new one and I met great people there. They my besties, they my day ones. We make sure that we both are taken care of during those shifts. Thank you very much. But then near the end of the month, I found out my uncle died. And I was a wreck again. I was like, hashtag going down, going timber. And I realized that the unfinished grief of my grandfather and that grief just like collided again. You know what I'm saying? and I was thinned out to the core. Hashtag roller coaster of a life. And then December came around and I was finally done with that first semester, of course. And I finally had time to appreciate myself and go through the things that I wasn't able to go through because I focused on school so much, or finally be free and not feel so tied down with so many options and so many things and so many duties I had to do. Haha, duties, sorry. Anyways, and then I found love in life again. I now enjoy many hobbies that I found that I liked. Yupper. And I matured greatly. And I finally got out of this hole that was slowly but surely being dug so deep as the year went on. And I could say that I have matured. And though the year has been crazy, I'm walking out of it with success, with love for my life and myself and for others, and knowing my worth based on so many people who didn't want to show me it or made me think I didn't have any. You know who you are. But yeah, I think that the whole lesson of my whole year that I've learned was put yourself first, especially in the moments it is needed, regardless of if you feel selfish or not. And there's not going to be people who understand it, and that's okay. People ain't going to understand every single thing that you do because they be living their life, you know? But the people who do appreciate it, keep them close. They will be your day ones. They will be that support system that you need. But the ones who prove to you that they ain't going to understand and they ain't going to do, bye. You don't need to waste your energy on them. They don't deserve it. Because if they can't be there for you while you're there for them, how fair is that? You know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful it happened because it made me me. It allowed me to appreciate what is around me and what I have. And I appreciate those lessons because here I am. Try to stop me. You can't. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It is chaotic, and I hope you enjoyed some of that tea. Now let's enter this 2024.